Same thing tonight, Mr. Director. We need to have, after every play, switch an angle, any angle. As long as it looks somewhat good, just get it there. Yeah. Just keep it in mind. Get as good as you can at it. It'll get there. Right, as well, like during times like now and during timeouts, try to get like shots of the band or stuff like that. Let's see, switch it over to the live feed for a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Toppenish High School welcomes you to Wildcat Stadium, home of the Bob Winters Field, for tonight's contest between our visiting LaSalle Lightning and your own Toppenish Wildcats. At this time, we'd like to thank the Toppenish Fire Department for their commitment, their dedication, and their assistance to Wildcat football. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start or announce the starting lineups for both teams. We're going to begin with the visitors, the LaSalle Lightning. They have an overall record of 2 wins, 4 losses, and they'd like to go with their defensive starters. Number 52, defensive lineman Justice Barker. Defensive lineman number 77, Rocky Massett. Defensive lineman number 63, Daniel Allard. Defensive lineman number 72, Roman Manrique Vivanco. Linebacker number 37, Tyson Snell. Linebacker number 35, Jaden James. Linebacker number 19, Johan Vallardes. Number 47, linebacker, Adan Villalobos. Defensive back, number 30, Oscar Sanchez. Defensive back, number 13, Tyler Dew. Finally, number 20, defensive back, Dominic Verduzco. The Lightning are coached by their head coach, Cody Lamb. And now, the home team, they're going to go with their offense. Wildcats with an overall record of 5 wins and 1 loss. They're going to go with their offensive lineman, number 77, Darrell Leslie. Offensive lineman, number 57, Joshua Luna. At center, number 73, Andrew Ramirez. Offensive lineman, number 75, Adrian Barragan. Offensive lineman, number 51, Nico Ramos. Wide receiver, number 3, Isaiah Maldonado. Wide receiver, number 11, Shane Rivera. Wide receiver, number 4, Adrian Villanueva. And the running backs, number 1, Anthony Ozuna. Running back, number 24, Timmy Torres. And your starting quarterback, number 2, Joshua Perez. Ladies and gentlemen, your officials for tonight's game. All these gentlemen are from the Yakima Valley Football Officials Association. The back judge tonight, Mr. Cody Brown. Line judge, Mr. Chester Adams. Head linesman, Mr. Steve Campbell. Umpire Will Gately, and the gentleman wearing the white hat, referee, Mr. Craig Ward. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not already standing, would you please do so? Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America and her flag with the singing of our national anthem this evening by Miss Abby Madaska.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
one away to kick off homecoming weekend here for Toppenish High School. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, inside Toppenish Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. We are moments away from kickoff here for this homecoming game between these two teams, two league rivals, or not rivals, should I say two league members here competing from the SCAC West. The LaSalle Lightning with the record of 2-4, taking a visit here on homecoming Friday. Oh, we sure everybody's enjoying the festivities out here just like everybody has in the past. Of course, the old tradition or the continuing tradition, something that will probably never stop in, well, as long as you live here in the United States, well, it always will be a continuing tradition. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. If this is the first time tuning in, my name is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez here. And this contest, well, after reviewing the information and the health of certain players on both squads, it seems like LaSalle, last couple of games, suffered some major injuries to their starters. So tonight, about 5 starters are deemed out, or should I say at the very least 5 players that provided huge contributions to the LaSalle Lightning. And so this is going to be something to see. Let's see what the LaSalle Lightning are able to do. Currently record at 2-4, under 500, but of course when you're playing in a very tough league in the SCAC West, in this division, you got a lot ahead of you. You have, of course, the likes of the Natchez Valley Rangers, whom the Wildcats will play next week over there at Natchez. And then,
Wildcats,
of course,
having
to still play through Zilla. And unfortunately, played Zilla a few weeks ago and came out with some casualties in terms of injuries there for the LaSalle Lightning. So they don't have a lot of their healthy starters out there here tonight.
LaSalle will receive the opening kickoff, and the Wildcats
what can happen here tonight, and the Wildcats hoping to continue their winning streak ever since opening week here in the 1A SCAC back in September.
And good luck to everyone.
It's all been about the Wildcats taking W's at every place they go. Nobody's seemed to be able to stop them just yet. And I think that's one of the good things for the Wildcats is, well, you have a relatively comfortable schedule ahead of you from here on out. I mean, you took care of business versus a couple of the top teams you were faced to meet. It's unfortunate that you meet the, well, at the time was considered the #1 team in the state still, the Royal Knights. Of course, in the latest WIAA rankings, falling to #3. There was the homecoming festivities coming. Look at that. Down there, of course. You know how things have changed here throughout the time. Well, of course. Of course. So getting ready for kickoff. From wherever you may be at, this is the THS Digital Media Network, and we are almost ready to go. And here we go. LaSalle Lightning able to hang on there, and then met by a ton of Wildcat players, and
Lightning start
Wildcats able to take care of business there on that kickoff return. And the LaSalle Lightning are going to get their start over near the 20, officially the 22-yard line.
First and 10
Talking over to the sidelines earlier today, the LaSalle Lightning just going through injuries. Many of their contributing players and a few starters are out. And one of the biggest ones is, of course, their starting quarterback, which I'm being told is not he's not starting tonight. He's not playing tonight due to injury. The backup quarterback currently in there in the LaSalle Lightning, and the Wildcats trying to meet him at the point of attack and able to get a good amount of yardage there, 4 yards there on the first carry.
Tyler
Good
Dew,
rush
ball
there
carrier,
by Tyler
gain
Dew.
of 3 yards at the 25. Second down and 7.
So Tyler Dew getting the LaSalle Lightning offense going early in this one. We're live here, folks, from Toppenish, Washington. Here inside Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. Homecoming week. And here we go, Friday Night Lights. I'm sure all of these Toppenish High School students are going to enjoy the homecoming dance later on. And there we go, man in the backfield. By a host of players, Seth Odas right there, one of the first men to meet him.
Is the ball carrier. Tackled by the Wildcats, number 57, Joshua Luna.
Joshua Luna also contributing, the main player there to get there first. And that's one of the things about Joshua Luna, still kind of getting used to the position that he's playing at. Sometimes, in fact, he gets into the backfield, sometimes kind of confused as to what should I do, coach? Well, you just go after the man that has the ball. So here we go, the Salle Lightning. First pass attempt, a lob and high air, and a flag going to be called on the field.
Penalty flag on the play. Interference.
And it's going to be against the Wildcats. It's not a spot foul. This is high school football, so it is going to give them 15 yards on the pass interference and going to give them a new set of downs regardless, but it's one of the problems the Wildcats have had all season long, is not able to limit their penalties in pretty much all of their contests. And that might be one of the things that might be a contributing factor, especially later on in the season, if they're still not able to clean this up. When you've had pretty much almost every game, if not beat at the double digits in terms of penalties or near it, I mean, what are we doing here? And the LaSalle quarterback right there, going through the middle, finding a lane and getting to the first down marker.
Number 19, Johan Valladares.
Johan Valladares, just a
all
sophomore,
the way out to the midfield,
making the start at quarterback here tonight. Their second string here on this squad for the LaSalle Lightning. Let's see what he's able to do here tonight. A wonderful first play with the ball in his hands anyways. The LaSalle Lightning, of course, just going to need to take some risk and find the best looks that you have for the players that are in front of you, that you have available to you. Valladares just looks like he's bringing a little bit of some running ability right now. Handoff led and met at the line of attack there near the line of scrimmage.
Stop for no gain. Second down and 10 at the 50.
There as Tyson Snell met by the Wildcat defense.
Joshua Luna again with the tackle.
The Wildcat defensive line has definitely improved by a lot, since week 1 and the opening weeks of this season. We're starting to find the rhythm now here midway through. It's just going to be a matter of, can they keep it going? And right there in the backfield, and once again, Snell
Tyson
being
Snell
met by another host of Wildcats.
A loss of 1. Tackled
of course,
by
the Wildcats themselves dealing with some injuries at the linebacker position a matter of a couple of weeks ago. Able to get some of the starters back.
Third down,
on the
11
defensive
yards
side
to
of the
go
ball.
for the Lightning.
Luis Mendoza out there. That's what Toppenish Wildcats have going for them, is just their depth. Pretty much they have a different squad playing on either side of the ball, which means you always have fresh bodies depending on who you're playing out there, what you're playing. And right there, Snell trying to find the edge and met again in the backfield for a loss of 1.
Tyson Snell,
it's going to bring up fourth down.
37.
You see right there, once again, the defensive line of the
No gain on the
Wildcats
play.
able to
Fourth
hold their
down, 11
position,
yards to
and
go.
a couple of them able to meet some backfield penetration, able to get there and just disrupting that play. And of course, the Toppenish Wildcat linebackers just coming in and doing their job, making the tackle there, forcing a punt. Long punt, and the Wildcats looks like they're going to be pinned back deep. What a great punt there by the LaSalle Lightning, and that sideline cheering it on there. What a great punt there from the punter. Looks like it's going to be number 6,
Wildcats will start
Luca
over
Faleo.
deep in their own territory after the nearly 50-yard punt. 1st and 10 Wildcats.
So much more to be determined here. So anyways, Toppenish Wildcats gonna take their first look on offense here in this contest. And what do you know, we're almost midway through, 7:39 remaining. That was a pretty long possession there by the LaSalle Lightning. See if the Wildcats can respond with some points here. Joshua Perez in motion. And the pass almost intercepted. There was Joshua Perez looking for Shane Rivera in the middle
Second down
of the field.
10 from the 1.
That was a very risky play. It looks like Joshua Perez thought he could get that ball in that small window, because guess what? There was 2 LaSalle Lightning defenders right there, just matched up with Shane Rivera, whom you have to believe that the game plan for the LaSalle Lightning defense is to make sure that man is never by himself. And tripped up, and is it going to be, and trying to decide whether Timmy Torres was able to get past the line of scrimmage, which would have been the goal line, and he does. He loses a yard. So very dangerous there. The Wildcats pinned back. 3rd down and 11 yards to go. You know what you want the Wildcats to do? You know, they need to do this. They need to make a play right now. You need to make some room, at least to punt. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very risky outcome on 4th down. And look at that, Joshua Perez pulling it, and looks like just running to get some space for himself to punt this one away.
Josh is out to the 5-yard line. Brings up 4th
right
down.
Now, the LaSalle Lightning are liking what they are seeing out there and what they're doing defensively here on the Wildcats' first possession on offense. Give credit. They pinned them back deep. And when you're near that your own goal line, I mean, kind of change some things.
Dominic Verduzco set to receive this punt.
Punt will be off. Pretty good one here. Takes a bounce. And then going to be down at about the 48-yard line of the LaSalle Lightning.
48-yard line.
That was a pretty good punt there.
Lightning.
What else could you ask for? What a great job there by the punter for the Wildcats, just able to get that one away. Put as much leg as he could to it, and able to pretty much get them out of any real red zone damage right off the bat anyway. Nonetheless, the LaSalle Lightning have some great field position to work with. Don't need a lot of it, just need a little bit of it at a time. Valladares taking the snap, going to the outside. Wildcats with some penetration, try to meet the quarterback and stopped near the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd down.
Number 19, Johan Valladares.
I happen to wonder what
ball carrier.
The Wildcats are thinking offensively, just being pinned back deep
Going to give him
so
1
early
yard.
on in this
down
contest.
9 yards
Certainly
to go.
don't get a lot of breathing room, and if you fumble that ball or you miss the snap or a snap goes the wrong way, you're risking a lot. So, and again, let's see here, a flag. Who is this one going to be against? Looks like it might be against the LaSalle Lightning, and I believe that's the way it's going to go.
That's a false start call against the Lightning.
So false start versus the LaSalle Lightning. 5:23 remaining here in the first quarter. No score here on this homecoming week. Homecoming night here for the Toppenish Wildcats. Valladares. Once again, quarterback taking the snap, direct snap to him. He decides to take it up the middle, tries to find some room, spins out a couple of tackles, and finally brought down near the 46-yard line.
Down inside Wildcat territory at the 46-yard line.
Valladares is doing a great job right now of just finding those lanes and then going up the middle with as much power and speed that he has. Once again, Valladares pitches to the outside, ball on the ground, fumble, and the Wildcats may have gotten on it. Who has recovered? And it is indeed the Wildcats. First turnover of this contest, and it is awarded to the Toppenish Wildcats.
They're going to take over at their own 43-yard line.
Valladares perhaps feeling that pressure. I mean, there was a couple of men just coming up feeling with all of it. They were going to try to lay some wood on somebody. It looks like Valladares knew he didn't have anything to gain on that one. Pitched it outside. Unfortunately, the running back now able to measure that one, and off his hands, bounces off, and the Wildcats able to land back on it, and a fresh set of downs here. Second possession here for the Toppenish Wildcat offense here in the first quarter. Joshua Perez in the pocket, has time, not finding anything still. Needing to find some direction and just running. Long ball, trying to find an open receiver, and oh no! And almost had it there and dropped that one. Pass intended here for the Wildcat receiver. Let's see if our spotter can figure out. Let's see if he turns around. I'm trying to get his number, but he had a chance at that football. That looks like it was Alex Zapian out there free. Looks like he had a little bit of an opportunity. Definitely had some separation there momentarily. That ball right there, he just couldn't hang on to it. And Timmy Torres running through the middle, picks up 10, 11, and 12 yards.
Run, about 12 yards.
Officially brought down.
With a 12-yard run.
And Timmy Torres,
he's been first down.
He hasn't been as effective just running the ball this season so far, but overall, he's still keeping the same amount of statistics. He's still getting the same amount of yards, essentially, just through different methods. And, you know, that's important for the Wildcats, especially considering the injuries they've had at certain positions. Him being able to take a load, and right there, and this time completed right into the hands for another gain of about 16 yards.
15, Alex Zapian.
Alex Zapian
all the way down to the
making up for that dropped long pass and right there through the middle and gaining plus yardage after the catch. And that's what you like to see from players like him. You want to get his confidence building back up. You know what? Joshua Perez says, you are open. All right, I'll give you the ball. Let's see what you can do with it, kid. What do you know? He just turns upfield, kid makes that play. First set of downs for the Wildcats. Perez again, hands it off. Torres being met by some bodies down in the backfield. And again, at the line of scrimmage, keeping his footing, and still nothing being called. And they're still fighting through it. Finally, whistle blown, and the referees are going to make, he even gained at least a half a yard on that carry. Look at Timmy Torres just fighting his heart off, especially on this homecoming night. What do you want to do? You want to make sure you don't put your team in any dangerous position. You keep fighting for every yard. You keep moving forward, and right there, he just did not want to go down. And in fact, after that play, he decided not to go down. Joshua Perez once again receiving the snap. Pitch to Torres once again, trying to find the edge. Makes one move. He's trying to go, and unfortunately this time making the incorrect decision, dancing too much in the backfield, being brought down for a loss of 4. Well, sometimes you think you're so good and you think you have things jiving, but guess what, kid? Sometimes those athletes are right there in front of you. This time, more than one. So it made it kind of difficult on Torres to really make any sort of type of move in there. Just not able to find the lane, and give credit to that LaSalle Lightning defense. Able to keep their discipline, know their roles, and make the play. Joshua Perez looking out. And once again, and wide open. And there we go. First touchdown of the contest goes to Isaiah Maldonado from Adrian Villanueva.
That was a lateral
if you
and
want
a
to call
forward
Tom
pass
Brady
by
a gimmick
number
team,
24, Timmy
well,
Torres.
if it gets you points, it gets you points, right? Doesn't matter.
Wildcats, number
Let's look
3,
at that.
Isaiah
Wow.
Maldonado.
Well, they've been running this play all season, pretty much once a game for the past, well, since the beginning of the season. And who knows what's going to happen from here on out. Maybe they might try it again, but either way, Isaiah Maldonado with his first receiving touchdown of this contest. And now the Wildcats are going to make, try to see if they can get this PAT. Of course, special teams been an issue early on in this season, and there we go, PAT good. Oh no, well, looks like it looked good from here, but looks like it's no good. And once again, the special team struggles continue for the Top of this Wildcats. Opening up our score. First touchdown of the contest from Adrian Villanueva to Isaiah Maldonado. Take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Oh my. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Thank you for joining us from wherever you may be at. After that touchdown by the Wildcats, kicking this one off.
Johan
and Valladares going to make the return and being met by a host of Wildcats there at the 20-yard line.
And he's out near the 20-yard line.
So after that, well, the gimmicks continue for the Wildcats, just taking advantage of, I mean, when it's open, it's open. I mean, if it works, it works. If it takes running for plays like that, I mean, who can argue? If you're getting points from it, why stop running it? And that's what the Wildcats have been doing all season. Right when you think they're just going to keep passing the ball in the same manner they've been doing, well, guess what? They find a different way to do it. And it's been the same story pretty much. They've attempted that almost pretty much every game they've played this season. Snell taking the ball and being met after a gain of 2 by the Wildcat defense. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's going to be interesting to see where these teams are going to be at the end of the season.
Tyson Snell, gain of about 2 yards, second down and 8.
It's going to be more interesting to see where those WIAA rankings also end up and what the committee decides here in the coming weeks. But yeah, that has it out to Snell, finds a lane and gets near the first down marker, and indeed he has it. Fresh set of downs coming up for the Lightning.
About 8 yards.
Lightning aren't giving up.
That is a first down for the Lightning.
Snell is a big boy with some good speed. They're showing you his power and a little bit of his athleticism right there with the speed he's able to do and show off there. And so now continuing on. Valladares gets Manico in motion. Snell takes the ball. Missed tackle in the backfield, but the Wildcat defense once again coming up.
A short gain of about 1 yard.
After a gain of 2 from the Salle Lightning. And their running back, Snell. Hey, Tyson Snell.
Gain of 1 yard.
Looks like he's grinding it out.
9 yards to
He wants to put his shoulder down, cause some damage, get as many yards as he can for his team. Showing everything he has here tonight. Valladares takes it himself and met in the backfield there immediately from Luna, nonetheless. What an amazing move there.
Stuffed the quarterback on the play.
And
by
Luna
the
just
Wildcats,
had it.
number
Josh
57,
Luna read that
Joshua
play. Hey, what do you do once you
Luna.
get into the backfield? What are you supposed to do? Well, tackle the man who has the ball. And right there, Joshua Luna with a great finish. That quarter is upon us.
And there's the first quarter.
After one quarter of
Score,
play,
Wildcats 6,
Wildcats
Lightning
stalling a
0.
little bit in the first quarter, but able to get the first touchdown. Pass from Adrian Villanueva to Isaiah Maldonado. 6-0 here after the end of one. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. And never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Third down and long coming up here for the LaSalle Lightning. Start of the second quarter here, first half. Wildcats leading by a touchdown, 6-0. Missed PAT by the kicker. As the Wildcats
down,
still dealing
13
with
yards to
special
go.
teams issues, at least when it comes to scoring points. Valladares receives the snap, stepping back. Dump off pass to his running back, Snell, able to gain some yardage and finally brought down after a gain of about 18 yards on that one by Snell.
First down for the Lightning.
Valladares making the smart play, stepping up in the pocket, trying to see where his nearest player, but that was a design play. Essentially a screen down the middle. Valladares able to look at Snell. He was open, dumps it off, and able to get good yardage after the Wildcat defense comes attacking all the way in the backfield of Valladares for the LaSalle Lightning. LaSalle Lightning, Valladares immediately direct snap to Snell and brought down there. That was an interesting play there. Direct snap to Snell. Valladares had no part in that play whatsoever. Looks like the LaSalle Lightning trying to use a little bit of misdirection in this one. We're going to see how that's going to work out here at the end of the game.
Second down, we're going to call it 12. Second and 12.
So second down and 12 after that loss of 2 being met in the backfield by the Wildcat defense. So Wildcats lining up. 3 down linemen. Sending a force, Snell, and finally being met at the line of scrimmage after a gain of 2, I should say. It's going to bring up third down in about 10.
Morphine tackled the quarterback on the play. Brings up third down, 9 yards to go.
Morphine there for the Wildcats, making a play, bringing Snell down. Salle Lightning doing just a terrific job of running the ball right now, able to get fresh set of downs, make sure it's not 3 and out. Valladares, his first pass attempt, makes it, and ball is incomplete. Valladares being met by a turn of pressure, Seth Ordaz right there.
Quarterback pressure by number 44.
Pressure.
Seth Ordaz. Fourth down.
Seth Ordaz just has the competitive spirit in him. Even though he may be limited in size, he's not limited in any way in terms of heart and effort. Look at that. Able to break free to the backfield. Able to see Valladares. Had him in his arms, but Valladares just able to make a play and just get rid of that one. Incomplete after that one in the punt. Being caught, fair catch there by Isaiah Maldonado. Wildcats are going to start at their own 20.
After the punt, the Wildcats with the fair catch Start in their own territory.
So the Wildcats back on offense. 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
19-yard
Slow
line.
start
First and 10,
for the
Wildcats.
Wildcats. One of the issues they've been facing all season long, at least in the first half. Here as we're already midway through the first half of the season. So Wildcats breaking from the huddle. Joshua Perez in the pistol. Shane Diamano right there in the slot. Hand it off Torres in the middle. Finds a hole and being brought down by the LaSalle
Ball
lining after
carrier
a gain
number
of 4.
24, Timmy Torres. Gain of about
Timmy Torres
4 yards. Second down and 6.
finding a little bit of a better groove on the ground here tonight in terms of rushing. Remember, just a number of injuries have put the position, or should I say, has put a little bit more burden on Torres in terms of using different skill sets that he's able to make good on in terms of his receiving ability. And Torres not finding much on that.
Timmy Torres.
Rush up the middle. Gains
No
about
gain on the
one, if any.
Tackled by the Lightning, number 63, Daniel
Lining just
Allard.
able to find some pressure there in the middle. The Salle Lightning are actually a little
Third
bit
down,
bigger than the
6
Toppenish
yards.
guards. Of course, they're bigger. The Toppenish Wildcats bigger linemen on the outside on the tackle positions. So, depending on how that interior line of the LaSalle Lightning play here tonight, it could be trouble in terms of how the Wildcats are able to run the ball in terms of going straight up the middle. Once again, Joshua Perez pulling it over to his left. Find the long pass, and Shane Rivera open all by himself. Takes the ball, and finally
Pass
brought
completed to
down
Shane
near the 20-yard
Rivera.
line. Near Ransom
He's down to
territory.
the 25-yard line.
And that,
Just
ladies and
inside
gentlemen,
the 25-yard line.
a 50-yard reception there. 60-yard reception there from
It's about
Joshua
a
Perez
53-yard
to Shane
pass
Rivera
and
on his
run,
first
right?
reception of the contest.
At the
That's what you
24-yard
want to
line,
see from your
Wildcats,
top athletic
first and 10.
receiver. This man standing around 6'3", 6'4", and having a little bit of athleticism in terms of being able to go up and get it. And indeed, he was right there. And Joshua Perez right now, and a flag on the field.
Penalty
And it's
flag
going
on
to
the
be
play. That's
against
a
the
delay of game.
Wildcats.
Call against the
And
Wildcats.
the Wildcats not able to hurry up on the offense and get a play off before the play clock expired.
That's a 5-yard penalty. First down and
5-yard
15
penalty,
yards to
so
go.
first down and 15 coming up for the Toppenish Wildcats. And the Wildcats, it's only the third penalty or so of this contest, but either way, you want to limit those. It's going to be one of those things, especially if you make some good plays in the playoffs, that might be the difference maker. And right there, Joshua Perez running
That's a
after a gain of about 6 yards
keeper by the quarterback
on
the
first.
scramble
Well, it's
down to
actually
the-
going to be closer to
He's down to about the 17 or
11
18-yard
yards.
line. Actually, the 19.
that. Joshua Perez may have just been designed all the
10-yard
way, just
gain.
knowing that defense was going to split
Third
apart, and you got
down
a
and 5
wide
yards to go.
open grass down the middle. Just pull it and take it yourself.
Check that. Second down and 5.
So second down, 5 yards. Pitch to the outside. Finding the edge. And Isaiah Maldonado keeping it all the way near the 3-yard line. Let's see where the officials
Isaiah
officially
Maldonado,
mark
and he
this
gets
one
another
out.
Wildcat first down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
And about a
First
14-yard
down,
gain
goal
on
to
that
go.
one for Maldonado. Isaiah Maldonado being used in multiple ways. Of course, a more than capable receiver. But with this agility that he has, like to use him in the backfield, bring him across, hand it off to him, and see what he can do. Perez, red zone. Rolling over to his right, not finding anything, having to make a play, going to his left, finally finding an open receiver. And there it goes, second touchdown of the evening here tonight for Joshua Perez. Leonardo
Number
Betancourt
6,
with
Leonardo
his first touchdown of the
Betancourt.
contest. And that score now 12-0. Now, let's see what the Wildcats are going to decide to do here. Oh, looks like, looks like for a moment there, looked like it may have been, the Wildcats may have been interested in going for 2. So looks like the referee is trying to get the correct ball in there. So here we go, PAT attempt. Last time the Wildcats were in this position. Newly transferred kicker Isaac Villanueva missing. Second attempt here of the night, and he is good on this attempt.
And the kick is good.
13-0 after the second
And I have an
touchdown of the
All
evening.
Homecoming royalty.
1 touchdown
You
to
are
Adrian
asked
Villanueva and 1
gather down at
touchdown
the
for
track
Joshua
shed.
Perez.
All homecoming
13-0
royalty,
after that
please
one
assemble at the
from
track shed.
Joshua Perez. Take a break, be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And here we go. Welcome back here, THS Digital Media Network. Kickoff immediately right there to LaSalle Lightning.
Jaden James, returner.
James being met there in the backfield.
With the
On that
return.
return to get stopped near the
Over the
25-yard line. All right, look at the cheerleaders just giving out some free swag out there. Some free top-of-dish Wildcat swag, of course.
Check that right up to
Here
25.
on this homecoming
Lightning,
night
first and 10.
for Top-of-dish High School. Go Wildcats. Everybody likes to remember their time in high school. Homecoming night. Hey, it's great to have memories. So first down coming up here, Valladares. Snell, motion in the backfield. Valladares takes it himself. And being met by a host of Wildcats there up the middle. It's going to bring up second down and about 9 to go.
That's a minimal 1-yard gain on a quarterback keeper.
Valladares definitely capable of running the ball.
Tackle on the play by the Wildcats.
his own.
Number 55, Luis Mendoza.
And I think the Wildcats have kind of started to key in on that. Valladares hasn't really had very many pass attempts so far here in the first half of this contest. Let's see if the LaSalle Lightning are going to change that up pretty soon, because if the Wildcats are able to get on rhythm in terms of knowing what you are going to do on offense, whether you're going to run it inside, outside with your quarterback, or with your running back, LaSalle Lightning might be limited, and there's going to be a delay of game
Penalty flag,
on
that's
the
a delay of
Lightning.
game.
That's going to send the
Ball against the
Lightning 5 yards back. This LaSalle Lightning team's still in it.
After the penalty, the Lightning will have a
Definitely
second
did
down.
not want to see
14-yard
those
ball.
penalties, or that particular penalty, I should say, and set your team back here on second down. Valladares, pass attempt, long ball, hanging in the air, and that ball, oh no! Off the heads and really floating in the air. Jeremiah Zuniga is going to wish he had that one back.
Pass incomplete.
And that was a great read
Third
there by
down.
Zuniga. Saw where that ball was going. That was just hanging in the air. If you just look at that, it's just a duck. It's just right there. It's a bread basket. You just catch it, but unfortunately, Zuniga perhaps feeling that he was going to get hit from the other side, not able to make that play. And what a lost opportunity there for the Wildcats. Third down and long nonetheless. Valladares, quick pass to the outside, high and incomplete. And that's going to be 3 and out for the Lightning.
Fourth down. And 14 yards to go.
Lightning going to have to put this one away. But oh, you know, Jeremiah Zuniga wishes he had that one back. The senior defensive back. Well, with all the lights and focusing on him to make that play, just couldn't come up with it. Hey, and it happens. What can you do? Make the next play. That's what you can do. Redeem yourself.
Back for the Wildcats, Isaiah Maldonado, along with Keanu Zuniga.
Keanu Zuniga and Maldonado, punt almost blocked in. The Wildcats needing to get away from it. And that punt gonna roll near the 40.
And the ball rolls dead
yard
at
line.
the Wildcat 44-yard line. First and 10 Wildcats.
44-yard line, excuse me there. So Wildcats with relatively good starting field position. 5:38 remaining here in the first half, second quarter. 2 touchdown passes, one of them by Adrian Villanueva to Isaiah Maldonado. And then the other, Joshua Perez to Alex Zapien. And rush up the middle there by Torres after a gain of 4.
Keanu Zuniga.
Looks like Keanu Zuniga, excuse me there.
He's got a 4-yard gain, tackled by LaSalle's number 19.
That's one of the things the Wildcats said they have the benefit of having a stable of running backs that the coaching staff feel that can go at any moment.
At the 48-yard line.
They said they're not really afraid if anybody really needs some time off or they happen to get injured, which of course they never hope for, but if you need a breather or if you just need to put somebody in, they feel like they have enough talent
Quarterback keeper
at that running back position to make sure that they're confident and never worrying about the rushing position.
72, Roman
This is a little different.
Vivanco.
See what Timotori is on the sidelines, perhaps getting checked out a little bit.
Third down and 8 yards to go.
But nonetheless, having a relatively decent game here so far early on. And Perez rolling over to his left. Makes a move, cuts up the middle. Again, finds the lane to the outside. And finally brought down after getting the first
Perez
down.
With the
gain of about 11 yards.
For another Wildcat first down.
You want to talk about the intelligence and the football IQ that Joshua Perez has. Look at that.
Down to the Lightning 43-yard line.
No, he couldn't find any receiver open, but he knew that there was going to be green in front of him. And he knew where his linemen and all his offensive personnel was at the field. Able to make the right move. Able to cut it out to the outside. And what do you know? Able to pick up the first down off what looked like a broken play. Perez rolling out to his left again in the pocket. Long ball. And trying to find one of his receivers there as Adrian Villanueva and Shane Rivera were in the area.
Second down and 10.
I don't think either of them knew which one was meant to at least look at the ball. I think that's going to be just a miscommunication between the receivers there and the quarterback. I mean, every time you're playing receiver, you happen to believe that these receivers are running with the intent that they're going to get the ball, even though you probably are not going to get the ball every single play. So second down and 10 coming up.
Second down and 10.
Pitch to the outside again to Maldonado. Trying to find the lane to go. Finds it and able to get about a 7-yard gain on that carry.
Maldonado.
That's his second carry of the night. Third carry of the night, looks like.
Gain of about
And
5
he's able to do a
or
lot
6.
when he has those angles and he has those defenders right in front of him, making
Or
sure that they're
7.
making their correct
7-yard
blocks.
gain. Third down and 3.
He sees the field, sees the lane, and boom, just makes a play, gets good yardage. Joshua Perez again in the pistol formation. Takes it himself, rolling out to his right. Pass down the middle, caught by Rivera. Makes a play to the outside, and finally brought
Pass
down and
complete to
tackled
Shane Rivera.
inside the 24-yard line.
Down near the 24-yard
Shane
line, and
Rivera
that's
had
enough
a little bit of
yardage
separation
for
on
another
there.
Wildcat.
And good play there
First
from Joshua
down.
Perez, taking the risks, knowing that he was going to be able to make that play and letting himself know that, hey, Shane Rivera can make plays through the air. When he's catching that ball, he's athletic enough, has the talent to be able to bring that one down. So Joshua Perez again sends Isaiah Maldonado in motion, gives it to the running back inside for the Wildcats, splits outside, and finally near the first down marker there.
Keanu Zuniga.
Good carry there from Keanu Zuniga.
Well, he's about a
Just
yard
a sophomore.
short of the first down.
That's what we're talking about, just the depth that the Wildcats have in terms of their running backs. The sophomore there, they still have Anthony Ozuna, and we don't know exactly where Jose
Second down, 1 yard to
Timmy
go.
Torres is at right now, but rest assured,
At the
in
20.
terms of the running back position, they have no worries. Joshua Perez taking the snap to the end zone. Looks, oh no! Rare
Pass
drop there
incomplete.
from Shane Rivera. That ball maybe perhaps a little bit behind Rivera. Not expecting that right there in that place, but incomplete. It's going to bring third down and short coming up. When you know that both
Third
of these
down and a
players,
yard to go
both
at the
Joshua Perez and
14-yard
Shane
line.
Rivera, want this one back. Look at Joshua Perez. He was in rhythm, saw him open, and perhaps that ball just a touch behind. Shane Rivera, though, a capable athlete, could have made that play. Third down and 1, hangs it out to the outside, and Isaiah Maldonado running and gets the first
Pass
down.
complete to Isaiah Maldonado. And that is another Wildcat.
So
First
Wildcats will be at
down.
about 3rd and goal. Fresh set of downs. Wildcats looking to punch it in here before halftime.
Ball's on the 3-yard line. First and goal to go.
Joshua Perez getting his players set. Two receivers either side of the field. Snap to the running back. Hands it off. And there he goes. Touchdown. First rushing touchdown there from Keanu Zuniga.
Keanu Zuniga.
Wildcats now have scored 2 different ways. And what a great showing there by the Wildcat offense, keeping things together. And most importantly, finishing that play off with the touchdown here before going into the locker room. Keanu Zuniga has been in there these last couple of series, got the majority of the workload here in this series, and he's able to find pay dirt, get the touchdown, first rushing touchdown for the Toppenish Wildcats.
This is a 2-point attempt.
So, well, we'll check in on the status of Timmy Torres. He's their starting running back. Joshua Perez takes the step himself to the outside, and
now the quarterback keeper, Josh Perez, gains the 2
21
points.
to nothing. Here with the minute
And the
54
score now,
remaining here
Wildcats
in the
21,
first half, second
and
quarter.
Lightning 0.
Wildcats leading here before halftime on their homecoming night. Here live from Toppenish, Washington. Take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. After that rushing touchdown from Keanu Zuniga, the young sophomore running back, getting this Toppenish Wildcat squad on the board once again, third touchdown of the evening. And look at those cheerleaders doing some push-ups there on the sidelines. Oh, they've been doing a lot of push-ups this season. Villanueva kicks this one off. And here we go. Jaden James returning this one and being met at around the 25-yard line.
With the return out to the Lightning's 24-yard line. First and 10, LaSalle.
First down and 10 here for the LaSalle Lightning coming up. And there we go as our cheerleaders once again, look at that, giving out some goodies out there in the stands. Wildcat defense getting ready to go to battle here. LaSalle Lightning offense. Valladares there at the quarterback position. Backup quarterback here for the LaSalle Lightning, the starter out for this contest. Handed off. Snell being met by Wildcats and still keeps churning out yards. Gains about 3 on that one. That's what you like about Snell. As John Madden used to say, he's the type of guy, you need 2 yards, he'll give you 3. You need 5 yards, he'll give you 3. You need 10 yards, well, guess what? He's going to give you 3. Right now, showing that he can do it right there on the ground, running hard, and able to keep things up here, and able to keep LaSalle close, at least in this one. But this one, perhaps, minute 20 remaining here in the first half, perhaps slipping away just a little bit. Valladares pass and deflected and dropped there by the Lightning.
Pass incomplete.
So about a minute 30 remaining on the clock. .105 remaining. Officially, that scoreboard officially. Finally have some stability on that scoreboard. We're dealing with technical issues all season long, but looks like we may have found the proper method here. So LaSalle Lightning. Valladares takes the snap, rolling over to his right. Cross his body and Snell by himself! By himself, and look at that, Villanueva. Gets him out, and what's going on here?
Tyson Snell.
It looks like
pushed out of bounds by number 4, Adrian Villanueva.
Snell was still trying to get some yards, so
at
Villanueva
the 42-yard line, LaSalle
making sure that put a stop to that.
First down in Wildcat territory.
So 55 seconds remaining. No timeouts have been called just yet by the Lightning. Either team has used their timeouts here in the first half. Let's see if the Wildcats or the Lightning decide to use one of theirs here before the end of this first half. Valladares, man in the backfield. Nowhere for him to go. And what do you know again? Luna and Ordaz right there. First ones to meet him in the backfield.
Daryl Leslie and Joshua
Luna. You'll be hearing his name
5-yard
quite
loss.
often.
Second down and 15.
You want to know, that guy has the heart of a lion. Just keeps going. His motor does not know where to stop. Sometimes his will and his effort are far ahead of where his body is capable of being. I mean, I've seen that man play out there, especially during away games. When I was over at La Chute, when I was over at Wapato, when I was over at Kashmir, you can see how much that young man liked playing the game. Liked playing it with full effort, full everything.
46-yard line.
And just capable of being the great player that he's capable of being here tonight. So second down and about 14 yards to go. Scoreboard out again, so 40 seconds out. Oh, not for too long again. Looks like we're having some adjustments down there on the fly. Let's see if this clock is able to go. And here we go. Valladares pulls it again, rolling out to his right. Long pass, and intercepted there by the Wildcats. Keeps going and finally brought down at the 35-yard line. What a great play there by the defensive back
number 22,
of the Wildcats, Damian Villegas. Damian Villegas, the senior there.
At the 35-yard line, Wildcats with 31 seconds.
Having a read on that one. That pass, of course, a little low. Coming up and making it Just having great ability there. Great things are happening out here for the Wildcats. And coming up next, folks, we hope you stick around. These are the homecoming parade. Introduction of your royalty card there. Joshua Perez, finding. Oh, and a drop there by the Wildcat receiver. That one perhaps a little bit off.
Incomplete. Second down and 10.
Joshua Luna looks like he was the intended receiver on that one. Excuse me, it looks like it was number 6 for the Wildcats, Leonardo Betancourt. And check on that one. We'll get the correction. I believe it was Leonardo Betancourt who scored the second touchdown of this contest for the Wildcats. 26 seconds remaining. In motion, Isaiah Maldonado, Perez stepping back, dump off pass, Torres, and being met there by Snell.
Jimmy
Tackle
Torres with the
after
reception
about a
out
gain of 6.
to about the 39-yard line. Tackled by number 47 of LaSalle, Luis Villalobos.
19 seconds remaining and timeout called by the Lightning. That's going to give a chance for the Wildcats to perhaps drop some sort of play to get into the end zone here before halftime, before they head to the locker rooms. This is a good homecoming night. Nice, good weather, no rain, no clouds. It's starting to get a little bit chilly out here. Nonetheless, typical great weather. Better than having rain out there, better than having certain other things. So, coming back to action here with 19 seconds remaining here in the first half, second quarter. Wildcats, looking that they're not really trying to kneel. They're trying to at least have a couple of more shots. However, it is third down and about 6 yards to go. They still have 2 timeouts, so there's still plenty of time to make something happen if they really want to get into the end zone. Again, we'll see. Perez over to his right, a flag already on the field. And Perez just trying to keep things alive, but met in the background and sacked.
Quarterback sack, huge loss.
So
and a penalty flag on the play.
Let's see what this flag is. It's more than likely going to be on the Wildcats, probably a hold. We'll see how this quarter ends. So illegal
That's
shift.
an illegal motion call against the Wildcats. That penalty's been declined.
It's going to bring up 4th down, I believe.
And timeout, charge to the Lightning.
So the Lightning now making a quick decision to call a timeout. 6 seconds remaining here, kind of interesting there. Well, you never know what you're going to do. I mean, every second counts during a game. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Let's see how that goes. Kind of interesting that either team didn't want to really take a kneel and just send this one into the locker room. I mean, this game isn't too out of hand yet for the LaSalle Lightning. They could have just taken a knee, regrouped, gotten their game plan together, and get things going. So we're sure this Wildcat team are going to go into the locker room probably speaking about their mistakes that they've made, some lost opportunities on the defensive side of the ball and some lost opportunities on the offensive side of the ball as well. We're definitely going to hope for a lot cleaner second half. and walk away with a convincing win here at home, here on this homecoming night, here for the Toppenish Wildcats. All right, what will probably be the final play of the game. Joshua Perez takes the snap. Long ball, Joshua Perez probably hit and able to just bat that one down.
Pass is incomplete.
And that's going to be it. Dangerous play, one could say, in that one, but luckily nothing, no harm, no foul. 21-0 going into the locker room. Wildcats, 3 touchdowns, scores ahead. We're going to take a break, be back here shortly. If you're going to try to watch our homecoming festivities, keep an eye on that. Break coming up. And of course, we'll be back here shortly with you. Go over some score statistics and highlights, much more here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, our homecoming royalty halftime shows beginning with the march of the freshman royalty. Freshman prince is Daniel Perez Velasco, the son of Lorena Velasco, escorting the freshman princess, Dejani Cris Huera, daughter of Leandro Huerca and Tanya Cris. That is the freshman royalty. Sophomore prince is arriving, Cole Curtis, son of Jamie Guzman and Angel Lint, escorting the sophomore princess, Jimena Martinez Hernandez, the daughter of Renee Martinez and Anita Hernandez. Next up is the junior royalty. Junior prince, Cesar Leyva, son of Maria Dominguez, escorting junior princess Estrella Valiz, daughter of Maria Avila Silva. Now the senior prince, Nicholas Cortez, son of Nicholas Cortez and Patricia Torres, escorting Senior Princess Zayeli McCord, daughter of Victoria Salinas, and the Duchess Brianna Orozco, daughter of Alejandro Vargas and Serena Urlas. And the king of tonight's royalty, Joshua Luna, son of Robert and Norma Luna, escorting the queen, Ashley Barrera, daughter of Raquel Roman, and Queen Anissa Nelson, daughter of Nathan and Susie Nelson. Congratulations to all homecoming royalty. Real quick, I have the results of the chalk art. First place, the juniors, they were the winners of chalk art. Second place went to the seniors. Third place for sophomores, and the freshmen took fourth. In the murals, 1 minute murals, in fourth place, the juniors. Third place, freshmen. Second place, sophomores, and the seniors took home first place. Ladies and gentlemen, entering field now is our floats. The freshman float took fourth place. I'm assuming followed by the sophomore float, and judges gave it second place. Third place was the junior float. And bringing home first place was the seniors.
So there, as you see a bunch of floats coming through here. We're going to be heading out here shortly.
About a round of applause for all of tonight's royalty and float participants.
Royalty seeing everything being brought out here, home royalty court.
2022.
What a great time here, Toppenish Wildcat Stadium. Here on this homecoming weekend, homecoming night. Wildcats up 21-0. We're gonna take a small break, be back. Hope you enjoy these homecoming festivities here at halftime. We'll be back shortly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we await the second half, we can be entertained with a fireworks show. Sit back and enjoy. How about a round of applause? Terrific fireworks show.
And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Thank you for joining us here on this homecoming night for the Toppenish Wildcats. Right now, leading this contest after 2 quarters of play, 21-0. One missed extra point on one of the possessions, but nonetheless, Wildcats leading by 3 touchdowns here after 2 quarters of play. Of course, one of those touchdowns coming from Joshua Perez over to his wide receiver, number 6 for the Wildcats, Leonardo Betancourt. He has 1 receiving touchdown on the night. Right behind him, of course, Keanu Zuniga with the rushing touchdown, the sole rushing touchdown here of the contest. Able to punch it into the end zone and put them up 14-0. And on the second one, of course, on a pretty much a trick play, Isaiah Maldonado, he himself getting himself another passing touchdown. I believe that's going to be the 3rd one of the season off a trick play. Able to find the wide open receiver in Adrian Villanueva, able to find Isaiah Maldonado. Kind of switching roles. Had those names inverse there, but nonetheless, the Wildcats continuing to capitalize and use those trick plays to their advantage. Pretty much they've tried it once every game, and so far it's paid off almost every time. So if you keep asking yourself, why do they keep doing this? Well, if it works, it works. There's no reason to stop. So here on this cold October 14th, other contests happening around the league here in the SCAC. You got Keone Benton taking a visit over at College Place, while Luke playing over at Connell. And then the other games here on the other side of the division on the west. Here tonight, you have, of course, this game, Nat Cheese playing over at Wapato, and Zilla with the rare mid-season non-league contest taking on Salle tonight over at Salle High School. Zilla versus Salle. I know sometimes folks get those 2 names, 2 towns mixed up in terms of their pronunciation. It's Zilla and Salle. Salle, S-E-L-A-H. The Salle Vikings versus the Zilla Leopards over there on their home turf. But here we go, this contest. Getting ready and getting set to be brought back to action, and here we go. Second half underway.
Timmy Torres.
Torres going to take the kickoff return. Bounces to the outside and being met in the backfield there by James.
Tackled at the
limiting the return there for Timmy Torres. So Timmy Torres is out there, obviously
by number 35,
healthy enough to be able to continue playing in this contest. Wildcats going to start this second half on offense.
1st and 10 at
only 3 touchdowns in the first half, and you got to imagine that the Wildcats felt like they may have left some points on the board. Let's see how the Wildcats feel coming out of the locker room here in the second half. So Joshua Perez trying to get things ready. Of course, only 6 for 12 here in the first half. So rare statistics there for Joshua Perez. And Torres.
Timmy Torres.
Being brought down in the backfield, and Torres slow to get up. Trying to make a play, and Anthony Ozuna is going to sub in, and Torres is continuing to struggle. Staying upright on his feet. He's going to get checked out real quick. You got to happen to imagine that Torres is in some serious pain right now, and they're going to check him out, but it's not looking good. He may more than likely be done for the night.
After the 1-yard gain.
Timmy Torres has been effective. Pitch to the outside, Isaiah Maldonado running across, able to rip away a couple of tacklers, and again keeps moving forward, gains about 8 on that one. It's going to bring up
at the 34-yard line.
3rd down. And so Torres is right now being checked out by the athletic trainer. The
Third down
athletic
and
trainer of
2.
the year, I'd like to say, and Garrett Simpson just checking him out, making sure that Torres is okay, but his body language, he may be done for the night. We'll get official word here shortly. Joshua Perez, slant, Maldonado slips away from a tackle, finds his speed. Rube tries to cut it across the field and finally tackled near the 20-yard line.
Beautiful pass to number 3, Isaiah
And that was beautiful
Maldonado.
anticipation there from Joshua Perez. You saw him settle in with his feet. Read that
Right
play
down to
all
the
the
20-yard
way.
line
Saw
of
that Timmy,
LaSalle.
right there.
And obviously
Saw that
that's
Isaiah
another
Maldonado
Wildcat.
came open on that slant
First
route.
down.
Made one man miss and turned what looked to be an 8-yard gain into a 20, well, it looks like close to a 30-yard reception there for himself. Isaiah Maldonado now turning on the heaters for himself in terms of offensive output here tonight. Handed off Anthony Ozuna, finding the outside lane. Got Luna, his lineman, able to make a few men miss and almost to the end zone.
Anthony
Going to be
Ozuna, ball carrier.
knocked out of bounds near the 3-yard line. First down and goal coming up here for the
First
Wildcats.
down inside the 5 at
This is the way the Wildcats wanted to start off in the first
3-yard
quarter to
line.
open up this
First and goal to
contest,
go.
but they were stuffed back on their first offensive drive near the 3-yard line. And luckily, they were lucky enough not to get a safety, but thought it was going to be tough sledding from then on out. But luckily, the Wildcats were able to find the rhythm, turn things around. Motion and again, and Isaiah Maldonado with that quick bubble pass screen and touchdown. Isaiah Maldonado,
On the touchdown
his second receiving
reception
touchdown
from
of the night.
Perez.
And that's what the LaSalle Lightning just weren't necessarily anticipating. The Wildcats designed all the way to that little bubble screen right there, have the receivers on their blocks, know their assignments. And all Isaiah Maldonado needed to do, catch that pass, turn it upfield. You didn't need much yardage to get into the end zone. And there he goes. Good for 6.
Isaiah Villanueva with the point
This is
after
just
attempt.
great football being played down there on the field by the Wildcats.
And
And
the kick is
PAT
good.
is good.
Score
28 to
now,
nothing.
Wildcats 28.
And the Wildcats
The
hoping to
Lightning
continue
yet to
on
score.
and hopefully get their second shutout of the season. Take a small break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. We'll be back. And welcome back here on THS Digital Media Network. Villanueva going to kick that one off, and it goes there at the 15-yard line. Lightning, Valladares getting past the 30, all the way near the 34-yard line.
Valladares returned the kickoff
And out
to the
comes
20,
the Wildcat
excuse me,
defense, the LaSalle Lightning
35-yard
offense.
line.
They want to stay in this game. They're looking to get a touchdown here
First and 10 Lightning.
on their first second half offensive possession.
34-yard line, first and 10.
LaSalle Lightning just haven't been able to find much rhythm. Less than 20 yards passing for the LaSalle Lightning and only about 60 yards rushing or so. Or excuse me, it looks like less than 40 yards rushing for the LaSalle Lightning. We're going to need to make some offensive production. And there he goes, Snell. Gains 10, 13 yards on
Tyson
that
Snell
carry.
With about 11
Running
yard
hard,
run
as big of a man as
up
he
the
is to bring down.
48-yard line. That's a first down for
So
the
those
Lightning.
first set of downs here for the LaSalle Lightning, and that's one thing that the Lightning want to do here to open up here this second half. But they're going to have to make some passing attempts as well. And that's something that the Lightning haven't been real adequate at here in the first half. They're going to have to open up that game Valladares, of course, going to be the main man to direct that attack. Hands it off into the middle again, and James carrying it this time.
Gain of 1 yard.
1 yard gain.
Jaden James at the 49-yard
Of
line.
course, the next running back coming up after Snell
Down to 9.
being shaken up on the previous play. Injuries just being the majority of the story for the LaSalle Lightning for their season. And again, James being met in the backfield, loss of 3. Host the Wildcats there. Luna Ozuna
Jaden James again, the ball carrier, stopped by Anthony
right there
Ozuna.
to meet the runner on the field. Great attack there.
3rd down.
Give credit
12
there
yards
to
go
King
for the
Morphine.
Lightning.
Seeing some action right now. Once again, Valladares from the shotgun. Running over to his right. Making a play and trying to get to the sticks at the scrimmage line. And they're going to be out of bounds.
He's out to midfield.
Out towards near midfield, gain of 2. It's going to bring up 4th down. Let's see what the Lightning are going to elect to do here.
4th down. And about 8 yards to go. 4th and 8.
So 4th down and 8, and looks like the Lightning are going to go for it. Looking to find some type of rhythm, somebody looking to make a play here. Valladares completes it to receiver.
This is complete.
Out near the
Or
40-yard
first down inside
line,
the
and it
Wildcat.
is, and a fresh set of downs
40-yard
again. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Valladares capable of making great plays, just hasn't had very many opportunities to make them here tonight. And there's one of them being rushed out over to his right side and finding his big receiver out there near the 1st down marker, able to get a couple more yards. The first set of downs here for the Lightning. Tyler Doe, the receiver on that play. And Snell rushing it up the gut.
Tyson Snell.
Nothing on
No
that
gain.
carry.
2nd down and 10.
Snell, a little under 30 rushing yards so far here in this contest. Here's Valladares making play on his feet earlier in the 1st half. 2nd half, looking like he's going to be a little bit more aggressive going downfield. Going to try to make some tough throws. 2nd down and long to go. Bunch formation on the left side. Gets Snell to come across. Hands it off. And being met after a gain of about 1 yard. 3rd down and long coming up for the Lightning. So the Wildcat defense have a great read. The defensive line for the Wildcats,
3rd down, 8 yards
knowing
to go.
their assignments, what lanes they needed to cover, knowing the gaps that they were assigned, and then the linebackers just coming off of that, figuring out where the running lane was, closing down on it, and making the play there, stopping it for minimal yardage. So a shotgun bunch formation type on the left side. Valladares over to his right. Makes it hard pass and being blasted in the backfield, able to keep his footing, staying upright. But that was a hard shot. You can hear that one from the booth. It's a surprise. That is one tough kid right there. I mean, that Wildcat defender came up and just put all of it, laid the wood down as much as he could, and he stayed upright. Even though he may be standing upright, you bet he's feeling the effects right now. Trust me. You're on that football field and you take some licks like that, yeah. Valladares being met in the backfield and sacked.
And a quarterback sack back at the 45-yard line.
With the sack in the backfield.
Seth
Turnover
Ordaz
on
with
downs.
the sack.
for the Lightning.
The ball turns over again to the Wildcats on down.
See, that's what the Wildcat defense is capable of doing when they're on point and on task and not committing a lot of penalties. It's one of the things that the Wildcats have kind of cleaned up, at least on the defensive side of the ball, is limiting penalties on that side. Great job by them keeping their discipline, keeping track of where Valladares for the LaSalle Lightning was going, and making sure nothing happened and making a play there. Seto Das with the sack. So first down and 10. Offense on the field here for the Wildcats. Joshua Perez hands it off inside. He keeps it himself. To his left. Finds a lane and towards the sideline and out of bounds after a gain of about 14 yards.
With a first down run.
See, Joshua Perez saw that there was a lot more room, a lot more yardage to be gained if he kept it himself. He made a smart play right there. Faked it like he was going to give it to Ozuna, and then just saw that green grass right there on the left side of him. And you know what? You see that much, you just take it yourself. Why not? Joshua Perez getting it done both through the air and on the ground, primarily on the ground here tonight. Less than 125 yards passing so far in this contest. Perez to Villanueva. Already has a touchdown and being tackled in the backfield there by Valladares. It's going to bring up second down.
Valladares with the tackle.
That was a good intended play, but good read there by Valladares. He knew there was no way that ball was going to go anywhere but there. Came up and having a sure tackle, wrapping up, getting him down to the ground. Great play there by the LaSalle Lightning defense.
Second down and long.
Second down coming up. Wildcats trying to convert. Gains some positive yardage. Ozuna receiving the handoff and gets to the outside. Gains about 4 on that one. It's going to bring up third down and about 9 to go. Looks like they
Ozuna down to the 40-yard line.
So
third down and 8.
Third down and 8 being called. So Wildcats trying to convert on this third down and long. Keep this offensive drive alive. Joshua Perez taking a look. Slant again. Villanueva gets it near the first down marker. How close is he? And he looks like he might be about a yard short. But a slant there by Villanueva from the slot.
Reception by Adrian Villanueva.
Joshua Perez able to make it. It looks like the referees are going to spot it just enough, actually. Looks like he may have been short from this part of the field, but angles can be deceiving. Nonetheless, referees giving the Wildcat offense another fresh set of downs after that catch from Adrian Villanueva from Joshua Perez. Joshua Perez looking to improve upon his passing here in the second half, looks like. It's again another short punt, and Betancourt with the reception and tackled near the 10-yard line.
Pass reception.
Leonardo Betancourt already with 1 reception and a touchdown. Gains another
line. That's
gains another 15 yards on that reception. And
down.
while yardage-wise, he hasn't had very much. 2 catches, near 20 yards and a touchdown. You can call that a good night, especially when you get into the end zone. No need to be ashamed about that at all. So Joshua Perez, another opportunity here, trying to get into the end zone. Ozuna gets the handoff to the outside. He will get near the end zone, but a flag coming out. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Wildcats. And this is probably going to bring him back 10 yards. Ozuna looks like he was just free to cut up to his right side, and indeed it is holding against the Wildcats, going to send him back 10.
Holding call against the offense.
That's the third penalty on offense.
Wildcats up.
About 6 penalties committed here in this contest, so not too bad just yet in terms of their average these past few games. They're wanting to improve upon that. Doing a little bit of a better job here tonight, but nonetheless, you don't want to see those type of penalties, especially on potential scoring plays like that. So 2:39 remaining here in the third quarter. Wildcats looking to get it back into the end zone. Leonardo Betancourt motioning across the field over to the left side of Perez, the quarterback. Tucks it, hides it, trying to find somewhere to go. Gets it to the corner of the end zone, and that will be another Wildcat touchdown. And Shane Rivera with his 9th touchdown of the season. You know, and he's the top receiver in the SEAC this season. You know, filling in nicely for last year's All-League, All-State receiver Jason Grant, who happens to be out here in the crowd here tonight, taking a little bit of a homecoming visit, of course, taking his talents over to Eastern Oregon University, playing it at the NAIA level. Over there for that collegiate team down in Oregon. So Villanueva here for the PAT. 1 out of 2 so far, and Matt will be 2 out of 3, but blocked. Play whistle dead, and 1 out of 3 on the PAT attempts here tonight. Once again, PAT struggles, special team struggles on the scoring side continue. Wildcats have yet to find some sort of identity on that side of the ball. And who knows, as this season winds down, that might be the key contributor in terms of getting better positioning in the playoffs. And perhaps once you get into the playoffs, might be the difference maker on going on and moving on to the next round. So Villanueva here setting up for the kickoff. He's going to get things going here momentarily. So far, the Wildcats maintaining this shutout on top of the offense going and going. Joshua Perez on cue, finding his favorite receiver, Shane Rivera. 9 touchdowns this season after that. James takes the kickoff and going to be brought down inside the 20-yard line, and that's where the Lightning will begin their next offensive drive.
Jaden James made the return. He got the ball out to the 30.
If you have the Salle Lightning.
Check that 20-yard line. Lightning 1st and 10.
There's going to be a lot more things to come here. And trying to get the right players in position right now. Right personnel. Right there. Valladares trying to take it himself. He's going to gain about 1 yard on that one.
Johan Valladares, tackled by Joshua Luna for no gain.
Luna once again, the key tackler on that play. That's the man. That's the man whose motor keeps going and going and going. Every time he slows down, it's not because he wants to slow down. It's because his body says, hey, I've had too much, kid. I know you want to keep going, but I've reached my ultimate limit.
Quarterback keeper behind the line of scrimmage, number 4, Adrian Villanueva with the tackle.
And a timeout going to be called by the LaSalle Lightning here on this upcoming 3rd down. We're going to take a short break here. Wildcats leading 34-0. Be back here, minute 35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Third down and long.
Second down, about
And in the
13.
shotgun, Valladares hoping to make a play here to get a fresh set of downs. The snap, pressure to the outside and finds a free man, gets the first down and on the way down to the 37-yard line.
Verduzco with a nice reception. He has the ball.
Dominic Verduzco, just a
All the
freshman,
way out to the 35-yard line. That's a
finding
first down
that
for the
pass
Lightning.
into his hands, turning it upfield and getting a fresh set of downs, bailing out the LaSalle Lightning offense. Oh, you got to imagine the defensive side, the defensive coaches for the Wildcats probably aren't too happy that that happened. See what the Wildcats are able to do now. Valladares takes off, slips through a couple of tackles, and finally being met by a host of Wildcats there, Angeline Villanueva. First man there to the ever so dangerous Valladares.
Second down and 5 at the 40.
Second down and 10, or should I say at about 6 yards to go. I'd like to thank you for joining us here, folks, on the THS Digital Media Network here. Coming to you live here on YouTube. Valladares, direct snap, just tries running it up the middle, but the Wildcat defense once again right there to meet head on.
And he got stuffed behind the line by the Wildcats, number 55, Luis Mendoza.
Mendoza, the linebacker, in on that tackle along with Betancourt.
Third down, 6 yards to go.
And they're going to let that clock run out. Fourth quarter coming up.
And at the end of the third
Three
quarter,
quarters down, one more to go. Wildcats
34,
leading
Lightning
34-0 on this homecoming weekend here on homecoming night. We're going to take a break. Be back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Never miss out on another THS Digital Media event. Be back. And welcome back here on the THS Digital Media Network. Third down and about 6 yards coming up here for the LaSalle Lightning. Wildcat defense hoping to make another stop here in the opening minutes of the fourth and final quarter. Wildcats with a commanding lead here so far tonight. Valladares over to his left. Looked to throw it for a second, but instead decides to take it off and gonna be knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 1 yard.
Valladares.
Valladares.
He's out to the 40.
Finding very minimal space out there.
5 yards to go.
Fourth down, and the LaSalle Lightning are, you better believe they're gonna just go for it. And what else do you have to do? When you're playing the top 10 team in the state, the last WIA RPI polls coming in at number 8 overall in the 1As. And right now, just showing what they have to offer, and it's going to be a false start there on the Lightning.
Against LaSalle. That's a 5-yard penalty.
It's going to make this one fourth down and 9.
Fourth down and 10.
Fourth down and 9 approximately, if not 10. The way this season is going to end is going to be pretty interesting to see if the Wildcats can get into the top 8, why is that so important? Well, you get to host your first round game. Either at a regional site, or if you have the facilities available, your own facilities, if they meet the requirements of what's needed to host playoff and neutral events. Of course, the Wildcats, the very few high schools on this side of the mountains to have such facilities.
After the punt, Wildcats take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Maybe one day hoping to bring in some bigger competition in here. Maybe some big schools in the future, perhaps. But of course, still being shown minimal respect. You can kind of say, at least that's in my opinion anyways. Of course, that's my bias. Wildcats are just improving every year, finding that rhythm, finding that community, finding that consistency, making it a culture here. And perhaps just the cause of committing to that structure. And Joshua Perez just having all day to pass and just still not finding anything. And finally, pass to Shane Rivera, staying in bounds and able to get a first set of downs.
Reception. Penalty flag on the play.
And a flag, and looks like it's going to be holding against the Wildcats yet again. It's going to be their 7th penalty, it looks like. And that's just one thing you
illegal
just
man
can't have.
downfield is the signal. Penalty
Illegal
against
man
Wildcats.
downfield this time. Kind of amazing that it even happened. But I guess that's what it's going to be. Just keeps happening, and like a discipline right there sometimes leads to those small mistakes, but you got to clean those up. And we're already midway through the season, and the more and more you think about it, that might be just one of the Achilles heels for the Wildcats in the future, especially if they play close games here down the stretch. Joshua Perez rolling over to his left. Isn't finding anybody open, decides to take off with it himself. All that green grass in front of him, makes a move, and finally gets a first down.
Scramble play, Josh
gains
Perez
about 14 yards on that one.
To the 47-yard line, and that's enough yardage for another Wildcat. First down.
First down coming up again for the Wildcats. They've made all the right plays. They've done everything right. Wildcats, even when it looks like they're behind and in a negative position, Joshua Perez able to make a play either through the air or through the ground, able to make something happen, keep this team in line. And there we go, Timmy Torres. Sitting for
nice
a few minutes, finally back out on the field, and what do you know, on his first carry back onto the field, gains about 9 yards.
To the 44-yard line of Salle.
Well, he was a great all-league player last year as a running back. Of course, getting 1,000 yards on the ground, plus a couple hundred more through the air. This season it's been a little bit different. A lot less rushing yardage and a lot more passing yardage. A little bit more of a balanced game. It seems like we'll go like 60-40, 60%. He's catching the ball out of the backfield or in the slot position, and the other 40%, of course, the other yardage through the ground. Joshua Perez over to his left. Long ball. Rivera having a chance, and he looks like making the catch. What's going to be called an incomplete. Side judge saying that he did not get a foot in. A missed opportunity there by Joshua Perez and Shane Rivera. Well, let's talk about that. Shane Rivera looks like he was running the right route. Looks like he may have cut off the speed just a tad bit before he looked back for the ball. Happen to believe if he would have just kept running a little bit further and then looked back, maybe just a half a step more, he probably would have had enough room to make that catch, stay in bounds, at least keep 2 feet in bounds before going out of bounds. And then a timeout going to be called before the play clock expire down on the field for the Wildcats. First one of the second half. Wildcats are going to take a chance here and regroup after that call on the field by Joshua Perez taking a timeout. We're going to be back here on the THS Digital Media Network.
Third down and 1.
And here we go. Welcome back after that timeout on offense by the Wildcats. Looking to make something happen. Perez, slant again, and off the hands of Isaiah Maldonado. Another drop. Third one of the night here for the Wildcats.
That is for Isaiah Maldonado.
And Isaiah Maldonado probably wants that one back. He does. And you know what? When Joshua Perez puts it right in your face mask, and that's exactly where that ball was, just wasn't able to make that catch. And, man, you got to make that play when you're that wide open. And when that pass is right on the money, right at your face mask, got to put your hands up and make that play. And, again, here we go, giving it to Torres.
Timmy Torres down to the 35.
Able to get another first set of downs after a gain of another 14 yards.
Down.
Timmy Torres continuing his rushing attack here tonight. Interestingly enough, he just hasn't had enough plays, enough carries on the ground to get near 100 rushing yards. I mean, last season, having multiple 100-yard rushing games. So far this season, has yet to find that triple-digit yardage mark through the ground. Torres finding a lane, breaks to the outside, may have one with speed. Running through players and defenders, keeps going, and finally brought out of bounds near the 2-yard line. Timmy Torres wants to get on the end zone, but look at that, another flag. And this could be their 8th for the Wildcats if it's on them, and it looks like it is. Another holding penalty. And another 10. And just unfortunate, and again, nearing double-digit penalties again for the Wildcats. I mean, they've been playing solid and still have the shutout, but those simple little mistakes right now, just, what do you do? Of course, a lot of laundry on the field for the Wildcats on either side of the ball. Pretty much every game nearing, if not getting, double-digit penalties
after the
since the beginning of the
first down,
season.
14 yards to go.
Got to happen. They're the most penalized team in the SCAC. Torres getting the carry, running hard, and gains about 6 yards on that carry.
Timmy Torres tackled by
Great to see
Jaden
Torres
James.
back on the field after dealing with some bothersome injuries. Nothing too serious, it looks like, but nonetheless,
Second down and 9.
something that seems to be bothering Timmy Torres from running effectively at 100% here tonight. You know, it's a good thing that the Wildcats have the depth that they have at either side of the ball. Of course, Timmy Torres doesn't play defense that often, primarily on the offensive side. And when you have the depth that Toppenish has, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball, get fresh bodies in there, that's what happens. Joshua Perez taking off with it. Able to get some extra yardage after colliding with the LaSalle Lightning there. Gains about 11 yards and another fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. Coming up on 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. Here on this homecoming night, Friday night, October 15th. Excuse me, October 14th. Day too early. Now, perhaps I was thinking of the other Wildcats homecoming tomorrow. Central Washington University, CWU, their homecoming game tomorrow. So perhaps my brains are getting crossed and switched here. Perez, dump off pass. keeping his feet, Zuniga, and
Zuniga
finally
with the reception.
the referee going to say he's going to step out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So second down and about 8 yards to go. What else are the Wildcats going to try to do here? They pretty much have this game in control.
Second down and 6.
35-0. 34-0, excuse me. Point off there. I mean, the Wildcats have definitely shown that they belong in this league. Capable of taking care of business. They're continuing that winning streak since their first loss. And Perez, Villanueva with the great jump and leap and catch near the 1-yard line.
Pass reception.
And that's what we were
to
talking
number
about.
4, Adrian
Villanueva there coming
That's
into his
another
own.
Wildcat first
Already has a
down
receiving
at the
touchdown
1
here
yard line.
tonight.
First and goal
Joshua
to
Perez
go.
just finding him in the corner right there. Goes up and gets it. What a great athletic play there from Adrian Villanueva. Having a great game here tonight from the receiver's position. Of course, Joshua Perez distributing the ball all over the field. Perez hands it off inside, and Zuniga is going to be in the end zone and confirmed for a touchdown.
For number 10, Keanu Zuniga.
The Wildcats keep pouring it on, 40-0 now versus the Lightning. And PAT time coming up for the Wildcats. Listen, when you have your kicker Villanueva, it looks like they're going to go for 2 this time, but 1 out of 3 on their PAT attempts. Talking about their special team scoring abilities, well, you can definitely say it's very limited at this point. When you only have about a coin flip's worth of being successful in the play, I mean, you want to take other opportunities. Maldonado, 2-point conversion, and finally getting into the hands. Good. There to the receiver.
Alex Zapian with a 2-point reception.
Alex Zapian, 2-point conversion. 42-0 now. Wildcats leading in this one. We're going to take a short break. Be back here with 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. 42-0 Wildcats here on the THS Digital Media Network. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here on the THS Digital Media Network with the big and commanding lead by the Toppenish Wildcats here on their homecoming night. 42-0 over the LaSalle Lightning.
Jaden James.
Checking another contest happening around the valley, Natchez Valley, currently over at Wapato High School. And Zilla taking a rare middle of the season non-league contest over at Salle. Here we go as we attempt to finish out the remainder of this contest. Valladolid takes the ball over to the other side and trying to run up the sideline, tackled near the 30-yard line. So the Wildcats continue their winning streak. Opened up the season 0-1, of course, losing to one of the top 5 teams in the state in the Royal Knights, playing over on the SCAC. And of course, on that last one, Isaac Nico Ramos, his first touchdown here tonight. So what a great accomplishment for that young man. Looks like we misread the numbers down there. Either way, here we go. Valladolid hands it off to Snell. Minimal gain on that one. Gets about 2.
Gain of a couple.
5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Tackled by number 6, Leonardo Bettencourt.
Wildcats, all offense, all defense. What are the sore spots? Well, 8 penalties here tonight. So once again, nearing that double-digit mark in terms of penalties committed here tonight. And that's been pretty much the Wildcats' only sore spot so far this season. And then, of course, special teams again, only 1 out of 3 on their PAT attempts. There as Valladares running hard and getting near the first down marker.
Valladares, the ball carrier, he's out near the 40, 39-yard line.
So referee's going to check the spot. Looks like they might be short from all appearances, from up here in the booth anyways.
Tackle on the play by
It is
number
third down and about 1 to go. Let's see what the LaSalle Lightning are going to elect to do. Not a lot of time remaining on the clock, 42-0, and it is running clock from here on out. So the referee's looking to make sure they got the correct call. They're really trying to get a close measurement on that. It looks like they're short from up here. They may bring out the chain crew to get the correct measurement. The umpire right there making the decision, and yeah, they're going to bring out the chain gang now. Going to measure this one. Let's see if they got the first down or if they're short. From the looks of it here, it looks like they might be short. And it looks like it's barely short by an inch. Couple of inches, you could say. So they got the right spot.
Third down.
So it remains third down and about less than a yard, about a couple of inches. 3:48 remaining here in this homecoming contest. What a homecoming here for the Wildcats. Still with the goose egg. With the donut, with the bagel, whatever you want to call it. Nothing but 0, nothing there. Blanket. Zilch, 0, nada. And they're going to try to sneak it in. And looks like they'll get enough. And they do more than enough with the yard and a half. First down.
And they're moving the chain. That's a first down for the Lightning.
That clock, however, is going to keep running. Lightning, though, still with 2 timeouts. So they could elect to take one at any moment. Looks like the Lightning are pretty much, looking to finish this game out. This game is far out of their reach, out of their control now, with the way the score is, 42-0 currently. Valladares trying to find an open receiver, makes a great catch there, and brought down at the 30.
Pass complete.
What a play there
30.
by the LaSalle Lightning, number 30, Oscar Sanchez. The junior for the LaSalle Lightning.
Down to the Wildcat.
First reception in the contest here tonight for the Lightning. Oscar Sanchez, of course, just capable of making plays. It's his first reception of the game. Making it worth something. And now it's going to put this team in position to at least put up some points. Avoid the shutout. And Snell up the middle. No gain on that one. Minimal gain. Looks like maybe a half a yard.
Ball carrier, short gain.
Second down and 9 to go.
Tackle on the play, number 44.
2-minute warning, under 2 minutes now, and this clock keeps on rolling. 42-0, and the Wildcats, they've done a great job playing on this homecoming night, homecoming weekend for them. With all the festivities all week long. Valladares dumps it off to Snell. having a tough time reeling it in, able to make the catch, but brought down after a loss of 2 behind the line of scrimmage.
Loss on the play.
It's going to bring up third down and about 12 yards to go.
13 yards to go.
Well, what do we got to say? Joshua Perez just making some great plays himself, distributing the ball across the field. 3 different receivers, 3 different touchdowns. The ground game, Timmy Torres giving it his all. Valladares rolling out. Tries to make the catch, but out of bounds. Great coverage there by the defensive back.
Incomplete. 4th down.
Wildcat number 32, Luis Gatica.
Timeout. Lightning.
And the LaSalle Lightning going to elect to take a timeout with 30 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. So what is upon us is the remainder of the regular season. Next week, Wildcats traveling over to Natchez Valley High School. Going to take on the Natchez Valley Rangers, which is unlikely going to be a contest. The Natchez Valley Rangers never fail to put up a great game. And we'll see what they have in store for the Wildcats next week. And, well, Toppenish Wildcats are going to look to continue on with their offensive abilities, taking advantage of all the weapons they have, including their star quarterback, Joshua Perez, and their stud wide receiver. Great replacement for Jason Grand and Shane Rivera. Of course, he's leading all receivers in the SCAC this season. 9 touchdowns all season long here so far, and still with about 3 games to go. So after next week's contest over at Natchez Valley, we hope you tune in or make it out there. Me and a few friends are definitely going to try to make it out there next week on Friday over at Natchez Valley High School. And hopefully the Wildcats take care of business at Natchez, and then right back here at home to finish out the regular season, or should I say to finish out the
5-yard penalty play.
Penultimate
play against LaSalle.
Season finale, should I say, the trick once. The Wildcats still have to play a crossover game, and it's going to be interesting to see who they're going to face. More than likely, it's going to be the Connell Eagles should they win tonight in their contest. Valladares and wide open and dropped by Snell. Nothing but green in front of him, perhaps getting a little too excited that he was that wide open. Couldn't reel that one in.
The ball turns over.
He probably could have had that one into the end zone, but more importantly, gotten the first down had that catch been reeled in. He's going to be taking a look back at that one, but he's been running hard, getting in the yardage. And that's going to be the end of the contest.
With their 3rd shutout.
A shutout for the Wildcats.
42-0.
3 in a row.
Please, everyone.
Since Wapata to Connell, and here tonight to the LaSalle Lightning. 42-0. Wildcat offense keeps rolling. Wildcat defense keeps on living and minimizing the danger from the opposing offenses here tonight. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, great night. We're going to continue on. And if you're going to joining us next week, of course, we're going to be off air, but in 2 weeks, the Zilla Leopards in the I-82 rivalry. In 2 weeks here at home, Toppenish Wildcats versus the Zilla Leopards. 2 ranked teams going at it to determine who's going to be the league leader. It's going to be a big game. And hopefully, Wildcats are going to come out on top. Can't wait for that one. But first, going to have to take care of business over at Natchez Valley versus the Natchez Valley Rangers. And we'll see what comes of that game later on. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. Homecoming night here for the Toppenish Wildcats, live from Toppenish, Washington, here inside Wildcat Stadium on Bob Winters Field. Wildcats with a great win here tonight with the shutout, 42-0. Touchdowns by Shane Rivera, Isaiah Maldonado, Keanu Zuniga through the ground, and Also, as well for the Wildcats, Leonardo Betancourt with one himself. What a great night all the way around. And we hope that the good times continue over at the Natchez Valley Rangers High School home turf. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, great homecoming night. We hope you enjoyed this. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe, and never miss out on another THS digital media event. Next time we'll be on air here will be the rivalry game versus the Zilla Leopards in 2 weeks. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Antonio Tony D. Dominguez. Thank you for joining us. Wildcats with the win and the shutout here tonight, 42-0. Thank you for joining us. God bless, and see you out there.